I think free speech ends when violence begins.
You think?
Right? I can say what I want. I can't do what I want.
That's at the center of Sines v. Kessler, a federal civil lawsuit against the organizers of the rally that goes to trial this week.
Many of the plaintiffs in our lawsuit were here that evening. They had been peacefully standing there protesting white supremacists coming to their town. Surrounded, beaten, punched, kicked, all while these extremists were chanting things like "Jews will not replace us" and a variety of other violent, racist, anti-Semitic chants. What happened that weekend was in many ways intended to be a surprise. The violence was planned in these closed Discord chats where they discussed everything in advance, from what to wear, what to bring for lunch, how do you best sew a swastika onto a flag, how do you use free speech instruments to attack people, cracking commie skulls, quote unquote. That is a racially motivated violent conspiracy, and that's not anything that's protected by the First Amendment or by any other sort of right that people have.
Seriously, I mean, this is just so unbelievable. And we couldn't get any criminal trial going. 4 years later, and the best that we can hope for is a federal civil trial in Virginia, where there's an election going on, by the way. There's an election, you know. And we're in the last week before we figure out who's going to be the next governor of Virginia. Go vote, Virginia. Go vote. You know what this, I swear to God, this lunatic right-wing guy who is willing to accept the idea that the election was stolen but won't appear with Trump because he's sort of, you know, treading the line ever so gently. This Carlyle Group fund manager that's running against Terry McAuliffe, who is an establishment Democrat, no doubt about it, and has been Virginia governor before. So, you know, he knows what he's doing. But for some strange reason, that's not good. Knowing what you're doing or having experience in this country, it's just not good. It's not good. Anyway, so you got this this guy on the right who is embracing Donald Trump's lies and also is running on not teaching your children something that isn't being taught to your children, critical race theory. This is his whole freaking platform. And it's now come down to, in Virginia, it's now come down to this Youngkin guy is running TV commercials where a right-wing activist mother, a conservative woman, had years ago, her son was a senior in high school. How old are you when you're a senior in high school? 16, 17? Yeah. You know, you're pretty much drinking by then. You know, you're pretty much, driving by then. You're pretty much, half in adult world, half in kids world. You know, you don't want your mother to, tell everybody that she makes you dinner, but you like that she does. That kind of thing, right? He came home from school as a senior in high school and told his mother that they had, forced him to read Beloved by Toni Morrison, which documents, a very ethereal, sort of a ghostly tale of the atrocities committed during slavery. It was made into a movie starring Oprah. Hail Oprah. And he came home and told his mother that he had to read that book and it gave him nightmares. She's now doing commercials for this Youngkin guy, insinuating that reading Beloved was tantamount to teaching critical race theory, that it made her son feel bad about being white. This is what Youngkin's entire platform is, okay? This is what he's doing in Virginia to win an election. And you know what's really on the line in Virginia? I just thought I would let you know. Things like paid family leave. Yeah. Terry McAuliffe has devoted his promises to the people that he would put paid family leave into action in Virginia. And that you would get medical leave, and it would be the first southern state to enact paid family leave. These are the real issues that are in play, and yet you've got these front-running phonies who can, use the Facebook data points about you, and they know whether or not you are triggered by critical race theory conspiracies or not, and funnel to you these ads for this dude who has absolutely no experience. And he's going to hurt himself. He's writing that post. So he's like over here. I welcome, he won't let Donald Trump come and campaign for him, but he embraces Donald Trumpism. You know what I'm saying? It's really weird, but there are serious issues on the line for Virginia. Education is one of them, but not in this way. There is no critical race theory being taught in Virginia. There's also curbing prescription drug prices, expanding, baseline health care. I mean, there's like serious stuff on the line there in Virginia. There's serious stuff. And I tell you, it's neck and neck. It's like tied. How is this possible? How is this possible? So in the meantime, you've got this trial that's just getting underway. It features 9 plaintiffs. Plaintiffs are the people who bring the case against the white supremacists, right? Now, I want you to know who these plaintiffs in the Virginia case are 4 years later after Charlottesville, Tiki Torch. This was so offensive. I remember Donald Trump's response to it was that there were fine people on both sides. Remember? There are fine Nazis. There are fine neo-Nazis. There are fine people who actually organize on Discord and decide not just, what to wear and to bring tiki torches, but also to bring long guns and pistols and mace. Yeah, because they're fine people. But anyway, the plaintiffs in this case are an ordained minister, an undergraduate who is Colombian American at the University of Virginia, an African American landscaper, a multiracial paralegal who was a co-worker of Heather Heyer's. 4 of the plaintiffs were struck when James Fields, he's the 20-something-year-old, the white nationalist James Fields, plowed his car into the crowd, killing Heather Heyer. Marcus Martin, another plaintiff, he needed surgery for a broken leg and ankle. And Natalie Romero suffered a skull fracture. And no criminal, there was no crime. This just, who the defendants are? Okay, the defendants are John Kessler, who organized the Unite the Right rally, Richard Spencer. Richard Spencer. He now denounces white supremacy. Richard Spencer actually says he voted for Joe Biden and that he's fully vaccinated and he's left the life and he doesn't believe in the white. He's the one that said, "Hail Trump." Remember that? Remember him? Yeah, that's Richard Spencer. He's broke, thank God. They have literally shattered his ability to make a living. Andrew Anglin, who is the publisher of the Daily Stormer, a fine neo-Nazi rag for those of you interested. Matthew Heimbach, a white nationalist leader with far-right factions in Eastern Europe. Identity Europa, everybody. Christopher Cantwell, the crying Nazi. Do you remember him? He cried when he found out that he was wanted by authorities in connection with the rally. Yeah, he's the crying Nazi. But that's and they're not complying. Some of them aren't complying. One of them, Jeff Shoup, he's the former commander of the neo-Nazi socialist movement. His cell phone, he said, accidentally fell into the toilet. And so he couldn't produce any evidence. And so a lot of them are, being held in contempt. And that's the worst. Don't have time to listen to a live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.